Today's Evening First Alert Weather Show is brought to you by Bresky Siding.
A good Tuesday evening, Mid-Michigan. Chief Meteorologist Chris Easlick with your Tuesday forecast update. And things are clearing out nicely for tonight after a much more gray day. It certainly wasn't our nicest day, but definitely looks like we ended the day with a little bit of sunshine before we eventually lost that sunshine. So Saginaw, right after our 6:30 live stream earlier tonight following the 6 o'clock news, it seemed like we had a pretty nice end to the day, but unfortunately came just a little bit too late. And unfortunately, we didn't really time it right with the eclipse last night. I did get some pictures from a few people indicating that they got a glimpse of the partial eclipse, but not quite the full thing. At least I haven't gotten any pictures of that yet. If you have some, feel free to share. Looks like we've got about 25 people on tonight, so if anybody has anything to post in the comments as far as any pictures, would love to have those. You can send them to my Facebook page as well. But overall, things pretty quiet for the moment. Seems like the clearing line has gotten pretty much all the way through the TV5 viewing area except for some of our southern counties. And I think tomorrow we're looking at a pretty nice day. We've got temperatures as we head through tonight dropping off into about, I would say, the low to mid-20s, most of us in the mid-20s as we head towards tomorrow morning, which is just a little bit above average. And then as we go through the rest of the day, it seems like we'll have a chance to climb up to around 50 degrees tomorrow. Think areas like Owasso, think Alma, even Saginaw and Midland could probably get into that 52, 53 degree range tomorrow. So some of these projections might be just a little bit too cool based on some of the sun we'll see. I think we'll have a chance at some southeasterly winds tomorrow. That southeasterly flow should help warm us up pretty nicely. And as we head into the latter portions of this week, we have a couple of cooler days. One on Thursday. That's not going to be quite as warm as tomorrow, but then we start to rebound later this week. And I think you'll have a chance to get back in the 50s on Friday. And it seems like we'll have a chance at maybe 60 degrees by the time we get to Saturday, and maybe even warmer than that, depending on how a couple of things play out as we head towards potentially Tuesday of next week. If you watched last night's live stream, we kind of previewed some of those temperatures. They weren't necessarily sure things, but there was a decent consensus that perhaps we could get close to 65, 70 next week. But we said take that with caution, but it was just interesting how all of our models were hinting at that. They do change over time, so we'll see if that actually comes to fruition, but certainly seems like we'll have a chance at some warmer temperatures next week as well. So Linda says she got a good sunset tonight, didn't have a chance to go out and take a picture. That's all right. It was pretty nice. Lori said coming here to see if there was any changes in the 6 o'clock weather update before bed. Not really, Lori. If you want to take a look at the latest timeline for some of our rain that we're expecting over the next couple of days, I'm going to turn the temperatures back on our hour-by-hour forecast because that's going to be important here coming up. But it's not going to be as nice as tomorrow all week. We do expect clear skies tonight. And you can see it mostly stays offshore, but I think if you're near the lakeshore tonight, there's a potential that we could have a little fog. Wouldn't be shocked if there's a little bit farther inland as well. But by 12:30, it seems like everything kind of fizzles out. It seems like things get really nice for tomorrow. And then as we head towards Thursday morning, early Thursday morning, things start to cloud up again. Seems like we've got a nice push of moisture here coming in Thursday morning right at about midnight. Only thickens up as the night goes along, and I think that could be a mixture of a variety of things. I think we could have a mixture of some fog. I think we could have some mixtures of clouds and even a little bit of drizzle by that point. And then as we head towards lunchtime, we'll probably start to see some precipitation move back into the area. I think some more substantial showers. But the key to watch here is notice we've got some temperatures that are flirting with the freezing mark, or there's some temperatures that are just a little bit below that. But that's at 2 o'clock. If we fast forward to 4:30, we're already seeing some of that warmer air push in. That continues to push north and even more so into the latter half of the day. So there is a chance albeit small, that we could see a little freezing rain at some point on Thursday. But right now that window looks so small that we're not anticipating any major impacts from that freezing rain. So not terribly concerned about that for now, but we will keep our eyes on that. Lori says goodbye snow, which seems to be something that we'll likely see. We don't have much left around much of mid-Michigan. I know there are some places that have a little bit more than others, but what is left probably won't be there by the end of the week, certainly. Sherry's here from Gladwin. Caleb's here from Adrian. A couple more of our frequent flyers. Tony from East Tawas. Tony, would always appreciate, if I haven't told you before, any reports we can always get out of Tawas. We would love to have them, just because it's a tough area to get some weather reports up there. But that's the threat for rain for Thursday. And then we go into Friday morning, and Friday morning seems like it'll have a chance to dry out a little bit. But then we've got another chance for rain coming in Friday evening. That could have some thunderstorms with it. And then we'll have another chance early Saturday, but it seems like Saturday's primarily in the morning. We'll dry out in the afternoon, and then we actually get some sunshine back to end Saturday, and potentially some more sunshine going into Sunday as well. This model tries to kick up a few rain showers Sunday. I don't believe that just yet, but I think we have a chance to have a really nice finish to the weekends and going into next week. As far as rainfall amounts, here's a quick look at those. Just through Friday morning at 7 o'clock, it seems like we may have a chance to pick up about, I would say, 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch in the southeastern half of the area. And then if we take it all the way through Saturday, which is, again, primarily Saturday morning, but we'll take it through the entire day just to be safe, I think we could be looking at about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rainfall, combined between all of our chances from Thursday through Saturday. So that's not a ton of rain. It's a meaningful rain, but it's not going to be something that really floods us out. There might be some standing water. But if you take a look at the drought monitor, and I know many are probably thinking we've had plenty of snow, we've had plenty of melt, how in the world is there drought? Reminder that this goes back to October, not just 2025, but October 2024. That's how long some areas have been dealing with drought. It's been a long time. And so this is more of a long-term thing rather than a short-term thing. And Western Huron County especially is still feeling some of the impact of that, where we have the western side of Huron County and a small sliver of northern Tuscola County in the severe drought category. So all that to say, later this week, while again the winter time, late winter, early spring is a time where we do get some standing water, I don't anticipate us, with those rainfall amounts anyway, to really get in a position where we're going to be in a bad situation with anything this week. And it does help that a lot of our snow has already melted. And again, I know there are some areas that are a little bit worse off than others right now. I know there's more snowpack up north than there is down south. But I think we're in a position where we can handle this pretty well. Sherry says we'll take the rain. I know somebody last night on the live stream said I don't have to shovel rain. I believe that was Lori. And then just looking long term, we've got temperatures going into next week. Like I said, Tuesday I think is a day to watch where we could potentially be a little bit warmer. We're going to play a little conservative for now and go 57, but I certainly think there's an opportunity on Tuesday of next week to where we could be a little bit warmer than that. I think we do have the chance to reach into the 60s on Tuesday. I think it really depends on how things kind of shake out through the weekend. But then, as soon as you start to get used to that, you're reminded what state you live in. And this is the long-term temperature outlook, which goes from the next day of the 7-day forecast, day 8, and goes 2 weeks out, day 8 to 14. And that takes us from March 11th through March 17th. And it seems like the forecast kind of flips back to potentially some cooler than average temperatures, while the warmer than average temperatures start to shift more towards the East Coast and New England. So I know it's starting to get there. I know we're seeing more days that are near and above average. But again, if you've lived here long enough, I've been in Michigan my whole life. I know that there's always that early spring teas, and then we go right back to winter, at least most years. It seems like we have the potential to do that around March 11th through March 17th. So just keep that in mind. We're going to be warm. Enjoy it while it's here. I think we'll have some sunny days to go along with the warmth. It'll definitely get that spring cleaning itch probably, or just the fact that you can be outside, get the sticks picked up out of the yard. I have tons of sticks, so I've got to do that. But again, no, it's not permanent. Are we done with the snow for the year? You know better than that as well. So that's kind of where the live stream stands for tonight. We've got some, like I said, some rain chances the next couple of days. Wednesday is not one of them. Should be a pretty nice day tomorrow, nice and bright. Temperatures near 50. Unless you're near the lakeshore, then it's going to be a little bit cooler. And then long term, seems like we see a pattern flip towards the middle of the month. And we'll see where we go after that. So I'll check the comments really quick. Stacy, so it looks like a chance of freezing, drizzle, or rain in the West Branch area on Thursday. Yeah, I think there's a chance, Stacy, but I don't think this is a chance that we need to, panic's the wrong word, but I don't think this is a threat that we need to worry about as far as like power outages or anything like that. Not really anticipating any major problems with commutes yet. Let's just go through that one more time just to show you. And keep in mind that this is just one model's take on the situation. But it seems like we start to get some drizzle early Thursday afternoon with temperatures being a little cool. But you'll notice that things change over to rain pretty quickly. We get a lot of 33s, 34s, 37s. And so it's a really, really limited window. But of course that can change. Temperatures and freezing rain, it's a very sensitive relationship. So if things change tomorrow, we'll be sure to let you know. But right now it's not rising to the level of concern for us just yet. Let's see. Kevin, I'm okay with cooler and not freezing. Yeah, I'll take anything that's not the teens or the 20s. I can be a little patient with the rest of the warm-up. I'll take it. I'll take temperatures in the 50s, but as far as hoping for, prolonged 70s and 80s, I can at least be patient with that. But I'll be glad to be out of the teens and 20s for the year, that's for sure. Wendy, I remember when we had snow in May, one of my first best and brightest that I participated in here at TV5 when I first started working in 2015. One of the very first best and brightest I went to at Saginaw Valley State when we hosted it there. That was the day that we had some snow flurries. Let's see what else. Doesn't seem anybody has anything else to ask for now, so we'll let this sit for just another minute. See what's happening. No problem, Linda. That's what these streams are for. Be in Bay County for tomorrow, doing a weather presentation at the library. Looking forward to that. Should be a fun day. Should be a nice day to talk about weather. Everyone will be in a good mood, hopefully, since it'll be a nice day. No problem, Stacy. All right, well, that is the live stream for tonight. If anything pops up with updates for tomorrow, of course, we'll be here. We'll start around 9 o'clock, as we typically do. Always give me a couple minutes. If it doesn't start right at 9, usually give me until about 9:05. Sometimes we're just finalizing some things on the other end here, getting this set up. But until then, thanks all for watching. We'll have more updates throughout the week, and we will see you next time.